Good morning, America. President Trump threatens broadcasters, dangerous mudslides in the West, questions about childhood vaccines. Joe Buck is here, plus Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley. Breaking overnight, massive mudslides crushing homes, closing roads, trapping cars. Rescue teams activated, and this morning the area is digging out, while heavy rain causes flash floods in hard-hit parts of New Mexico. Ginger tracking it all. President Trump escalates his attacks on broadcasters.
They give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away. It will be up to Brendan Carr.
The FCC chairman saying the FCC could intensify its actions against broadcasters. Now top Democrats in Congress calling for the FCC chairman to resign.
Stark warning. Doctors from the American Academy of Pediatrics with a sharp response after RFK Jr.'s vaccine panel voted to recommend a change to a key childhood vaccination. What they're urging parents to do. Plus, the critical vote expected on the vaccine given to newborns.
Urgent investigation at Universal Epic Universe after a 32-year-old died while riding a brand new roller coaster in Orlando.
There was a big piece of metal from the seat that was detached, hanging off of the coaster.
Now, what the medical examiner is saying.
ABC News exclusive on the Colorado dentist convicted of killing his wife by spiking her protein shakes. Now, the business partner and his wife who blew the whistle break their silence.
Is there any medical need in dentistry for potassium cyanide?
Absolutely none.
It's poison.
Plus, the never-before-seen body camera footage.
Ticketmaster under fire, sued by the FTC over ticket resale tactics. What it means for your next big event.
Coming up, Aces. The putback good. Asia and Vegas moving on. Now set to take on the Fever. And Josh Allen's record-breaking night.
Allen throws to the sideline, open, reaching for it, making the grab and into the end zone.
Plus one-on-one with Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley.
What's not to like about it?
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
You know that voice talking football. Welcome to Joe Buck. Good to see you here this morning.
It's great to be here. Nice to meet you this morning. Good to see you again. And I will be right here if you need me.
Excellent. Can we get one more of those waves off the bat? We love it, Joe.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe Buck. Okay, take a look at this. That stunning view right there in Vermont this morning. The fall foliage. It's attracted millions of visitors in recent years, but it's also led to some chaos. Anything good usually does. Rhiannon Alley is standing by in Woodstock this morning to tell us how they're cracking down without stopping people from coming to enjoy the beauty.
But first, we begin with the dangerous weather in the west. Heavy rain triggering flash floods and massive mudslides. Ginger is right over there tracking the very latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Yeah, so Joe, that heavy rain came from remnants of a tropical storm called Mario that was in the Pacific. Once that rain moved in, it triggered those mudslides and some major damage.
This morning, about 80 miles east of Los Angeles, people are digging out after mudslides damaged homes, closed roads, and down power lines.
It kind of sounded like an earthquake was coming.
The rain so heavy, in 1 hour, more than 1 3/4 of an inch fell, triggering massive mudslides that swept through the communities of Forest Falls and Oak Glen. Crews using bulldozers to dig through mud that was several feet high.
When I opened my kitchen window, I just see the first wave of mud, and it already had trees and mailboxes, a bunch of debris.
Some told to shelter in place as rescue teams were activated to help those who were trapped. Homes crushed by the force of the mud. Cars buried. One man breaking his leg in the debris. Drivers stranded on State Route 38, cut off by damage. And in New Mexico, the Ruidoso River once again swelling into the village of Ruidoso, the same spot that has seen damaging and deadly flooding multiple times this year thanks to a burn scar from last year's wildfire. Some were told to seek higher ground.
And this morning, Ruidoso in a flood watch again. We also have the flood watch focus from Palmdale through Mammoth Lake. So right there into the Sierra Nevada, you could see up to a 1.5 inch per hour rainfall rates on burn scars that could cause mudslides, debris flows. And so we have that flood threat, not just from central California there through parts of Nevada down into Arizona and New Mexico. You mix it with a little monsoon flow, and we'll be looking for the elevated risk of flash flooding. George.
Okay, Ginger, we're going to get the latest now on President Trump's new threat to free speech and broadcasters following ABC's decision to indefinitely suspend Jimmy Kimmel Live. Elizabeth Schulze joins us now. Elizabeth, the president is suggesting that the FCC should actually take away the licenses from broadcasters that give him, this is a quote, only bad publicity or press.
Yeah, that's right, George. Good morning. President Trump is ramping up his attacks against TV broadcasters, suggesting his administration could take action against them if their coverage is too negative of him.
Returning from his state visit to the UK, this morning President Trump is suggesting the Federal Communications Commission should take licenses away from broadcasters that are repeatedly critical of him.
They give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away. It will be up to Brendan Carr.
It's a move that would seem to be at odds with an executive order the president signed on his first day back in office, pledging to protect free speech.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
And it comes after ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely Wednesday, after Federal Communications Commission Chairman Brendan Carr criticized Kimmel's comments Monday about the alleged killer of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
This was not the first time Kimmel addressed Kirk's murder. Posting on Instagram just hours after Kirk was shot, "Can we just for one day agree that it is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to all the children, parents, and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence." Thursday, the FCC chairman praising Nexstar and Sinclair, two of the biggest owners of network TV affiliates, after they said they wouldn't air Kimmel's show. Nexstar needs Carr's approval at the FCC to complete a merger with another media company.
We want to empower local broadcasters that have the public interest obligation to push back on national programmers so that people have more choice.
Carr suggesting the FCC could intensify its actions against TV broadcasters.
I don't think this is the last shoe to drop. This is a massive shift that's taking place in the media ecosystem, and I think the consequences are going to continue to flow.
Top Democrats in Congress calling for the FCC chairman to resign, accusing him of a corrupt abuse of power. And former President Barack Obama slamming the current administration, writing online, "After years of complaining about cancel culture, the current administration has taken it to a new and dangerous level by routinely threatening regulatory action against media companies unless they muzzle or fire reporters and commentators it doesn't like." Overnight, late-night hosts standing with Kimmel.
He's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back.
I stand with you and your staff 100%.
Comedian Jon Stewart returning to host Comedy Central's The Daily Show on his night off.
It's the all-new government-approved Daily Show.
And criticizing the Trump administration.
They've just redefined what speech means. What free speech means is free speech is speech that supports the president.
There's still no word from our parent company, Disney ABC, about Jimmy Kimmel being off the air indefinitely and if and when he will return. George.
Okay, Elizabeth, let's get more on this from our chief Washington correspondent, John Carlin. John, this is the latest in a series of pretty extraordinary steps the president's team have taken to punish adversaries, silence critics, stifle free speech.
For sure, George. And those were extraordinary words that we just heard from the president overnight on Air Force One, talking about revoking broadcast license, taking networks off the air if he doesn't believe that they have been fair to him. And the week started out with him suing the New York Times and telling me directly that his attorney general might go after reporters if he doesn't like what we have reported. Donald Trump has made it perfectly clear that he would like to use the power of the federal government to silence his critics.
And he's now using the power of the federal government, making a new move against the New York Attorney General who prosecuted him, Letitia James.
George, this is a major escalation of the president's effort to get retribution against his political rivals. ABC News has learned that President Trump is expected to fire a top federal prosecutor for failing to file criminal charges against Letitia James, somebody who is obviously very high on the president's enemies list. The prosecutor is Eric Siebert. He is the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, arguably the most important U.S. Attorney's office in the country, responsible for the bulk of counterterrorism and espionage cases. And his office has been investigating James for 5 months on allegations of mortgage fraud that have been brought by the administration. He found no evidence to go forward with the prosecution, declined to do so, and now we are told that he will be fired. ABC News has learned that the president intends to put somebody else in the U.S. Attorney's office who will more aggressively prosecute the New York Attorney General.
And also the president now going to the Supreme Court with his effort to fire Federal Reserve Board member Lisa Cook.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve Board, long considered independent. He has tried to fire Lisa Cook. 2 separate federal courts have said he does not have the power to do that. Now he's going to the Supreme Court. This will be a major test of presidential power.
Yeah, and the president and his team are raising this issue of mortgage fraud, but of course several members of his own administration have also faced similar questions. No prosecution of them. John Carl, thanks very much. Rebecca?
All right, George, thank you. We turn now to the meeting of a key vaccine advisory panel. Its members, appointed by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., voted yesterday to change the guidelines for the shots millions of children receive, and it's set to vote today on the hepatitis vaccine for newborns. The panel's under attack by the American Academy of Pediatrics, and our senior national correspondent, Steve Osunsami, is at the CDC in Atlanta. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Rebecca. The advisory panel says that they're making all these changes in the name of safety to reduce the risks in children who use vaccines. But there are many in the medical community who feel that all of this is only going to make more children sick.
Doctors from the American Academy of Pediatrics are warning American parents, telling them this morning not to listen to any changes to childhood vaccine schedules coming from this CDC panel of advisors.
It's truly heartbreaking to see discussions framed under the guise of building trust, while in reality they were actively sowing fear and doubt. I really don't think you can trust anything that comes out of this committee.
Late Thursday, arguing that it will improve safety, the panel decided to separate the chickenpox vaccine from the widely used combination vaccine that fights the measles, mumps, and rubella, meaning that children will need another shot for their first dose, explaining that this slightly lowers the risk of possible seizures experienced by some children getting the vaccine. Today, the panel is expected to vote on the hepatitis vaccine given to newborns, a public health policy that's more than 30 years old and has greatly prevented transmission of the disease from family members to children. One of the considerations is to wait and give the vaccine to children later.
The one given at birth almost completely eliminates chronic hepatitis B and liver cancer in children. Let's just pause for a second. We have the ability to prevent children from getting cancer if we give every child a hepatitis B birth dose.
This mother of a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old from Miami tells us she's confused and frustrated by the changes, worried about wild stories that vaccines could hurt her child, but at the same time realizing that they stop dangerous diseases.
It's very difficult to make a decision because of all the information. Not just from the CDC, not just from our government, but from other voices online and all around us.
The changes are coming from the new advisors picked by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, a longtime vaccine skeptic who filled the panel with several members who share his feelings.
Everything that's decided by this panel still has to be approved by the director of the CDC before it becomes official. But what they decide matters and affects what vaccines are made available to American children, specifically what vaccines the government provides for free and which ones insurance plans will cover.
Yeah, it really could hurt the uninsured. No question about that. Steve Osunsami, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to Ticketmaster under fire. Federal regulators are suing the company for letting scalpers buy millions of dollars in tickets, resell them at higher prices. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Tush is here with the story. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. We all want to see our favorite artist or team, right? But the price is often prohibitive. This new lawsuit says it shouldn't be that way. Whether you're going to a basketball game, Broadway, or Beyonce, Chances are you're buying your ticket through Ticketmaster, and this morning, Ticketmaster is facing a civil lawsuit that echoes the frustrations of fans.
I would click on it, and it would instantly be like, no, this ticket is sold. You can rebuy it for $9.50.
The Federal Trade Commission and 7 states allege Ticketmaster and its parent company Live Nation knowingly allow and in fact even encourage brokers to use multiple Ticketmaster accounts to circumvent the system, meaning scalpers can buy more tickets than posted limits allow and resell them at a markup. And Ticketmaster can allegedly take an extra cut of the fees consumers pay on the resale market. In the last 5 years, the lawsuit says Ticketmaster made close to $1 billion in resale fees. The government claiming one scalper purchased 772 tickets to a 2023 Coldplay concert for about $81,000. The same tickets were resold for over $170,000. Ticketmaster has been under fire for years.
This was a terrible experience. I'm really disappointed in Ticketmaster.
In 2022, millions of Taylor Swift fans were shut out of her Eras tour when Ticketmaster's servers went down.
I didn't get tickets to the Taylor Swift concert, and I waited in line for like 6 hours.
Ticketmaster denied wrongdoing, but there were lawsuits, even congressional hearings, and Swift herself called it excruciating. Put simply, guys, the Federal Trade Commission says it should not cost an arm and a leg to take the family to a game or a concert. ABC News reached out to Ticketmaster about this latest lawsuit. We also reached out to Live Nation. Guys, we have not heard back.
Aaron, thank you very much. All right, we're going to talk football with Will Reeve. There was football. It's week 3 around the NFL season, and it was Buffalo hosting Miami. And I got to tell you, Will, I'm excited to see these highlights for the first time because I was in bed.
Hey, there you go. That is the GMA way. I got you covered, Joe. I got you covered. America, going into this game between the Bills and the Dolphins, it felt like a foregone conclusion that the 2-0 Super Bowl hopeful Bills playing at home would thoroughly dominate the spiraling Dolphins, especially because the Bills have reigning MVP Josh Allen. There he is in this week's hat collaboration with Oshai Children's Hospital. We were glad to bring that story yesterday. When the game began, though, it was the Dolphins up first. Tua Tagovailoa to Tyreek Hill, in for the touchdown. The Dolphins go up. The game went back and forth. It was really tight. Josh Allen was doing Josh Allen things. He threw for 3 touchdowns. He has now scored 301 touchdowns from scrimmage in 127 games. That beats Patrick Mahomes' record of 328. Late in the game, the Dolphins were still hanging around until that right there. An interception in Bills territory. Tua throws it. The Bills hang on to win. More Week 3 football coming up this weekend. Some good matchups. The Eagles and Rams stands out. But how about our Monday Night Football game, 8:15 Eastern on ABC and ESPN? The Lions and the Ravens. Joe Buck on the call, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's going to, I think on paper, that might be our best game of the year.
All right, well, everybody tune in.
Okay, thank you. Well, coming up, a 32-year-old man died while riding a roller coaster at Universal Epic in Orlando. We have the latest on the investigation and what the medical examiner said.
Also ahead, exclusive new details in the case of the Colorado dentist convicted of poisoning his wife's protein shakes. We hear from the business partner and his wife who blew the whistle on him.
All right, coming up, Rhiannon Alley is standing by in beautiful Woodstock to tell us how they're preventing the beauty from turning into tourist chaos this fall. We'll be right back.
Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down. Jumping up in the air to the 30.
Welcome back to GMA. Who can forget that play? Eagles star Saquon Barkley with a reverse hurdle over a defender. The Super Bowl champion was head and shoulders above the competition last season. Coming up, our one-on-one with him, talking about football, family, and giving back to his community.
Since we have you, was that just all instinct? You can't practice
all
that.
Instinct, eyes in the back of his head, feel, athleticism. He's got it all. He's a great guy, too.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing from him. First new at 7:30. Pennsylvania officials say an accused stalker waiting at his ex-girlfriend's home was the man who opened fire on police officers Wednesday. He killed 3, wounded 2 others. The suspect was identified as 24-year-old Matthew James Ruth. He was shot to death by police. The 3 officers killed were identified as Detective Mark Baker, Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, and Detective Isaiah Emenheiser.
Also, President Trump says he'll be talking to China's Xi Jinping today about a deal to keep TikTok operations in the U.S. Last year, Congress passed a law mandating the sale of the Chinese-owned company or face a ban in the U.S. due to national security concerns. The president said the new version of TikTok would be owned by all American investors. And a Paris icon reopens to tourists this weekend. The bell towers of Notre Dame Cathedral open their doors to the public tomorrow for the first time since being severely damaged in a 2019 fire. Now visitors will once again be able to climb the spiral staircase for a view of the City of Light. It is a remarkable view.
Big milestone right there. We're going to turn now to the death of a 32-year-old man who became unresponsive while riding a roller coaster at Universal Epic Universe in Florida. Victor Kendo has a story. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, George. We're now learning more about what happened here at Universal Epic Universe and hearing from witnesses describing the frightening moments. This morning, the urgent investigation at Universal Epic Universe in Orlando. A guest died after riding a new roller coaster that had its opening earlier this year. On Wednesday, off-duty deputies responded to a man-down call, finding 32-year-old Kevin Rodriguez Zavala unresponsive on the Stardust Racer roller coaster. Zavala transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
I was scared. Like, everyone was scared.
Tommy Italino says he was waiting in line to get on the Stardust Racer's roller coaster when he heard yelling.
Get out, get off the coaster, everyone off the platform. And it turned into full pandemonium.
The medical examiner citing multiple blunt impact injuries, calling the manner of death accidental.
There was a big piece of metal from the seat that was detached, hanging off of the coaster.
The coaster able to hit speeds up to 62 miles per hour, heights up to 133 feet across 5,000 feet of track.
When you hit that height, even though you're strapped in, you're going to feel yourself almost weightlessness, lack of gravity, airborne.
Universal saying we are devastated by this event and extend our sincerest sympathies to the guests' loved ones. We are fully committed to cooperating with this ongoing investigation. And that ride is closed until the investigation is complete. Still so many questions here. Guys?
Yes, so many questions there. Okay, Victor, thank you. We're going to turn now to exclusive new details on the Colorado dentist sentenced to life in prison earlier this year for killing his wife with poisoned protein shakes. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman joins us with the story. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca. This is a story about a charming dentist named James Craig who becomes a villain, lying, cheating, ultimately poisoning his wife, Angela. But now, for the first time, the heroes who did the right thing, who took a huge risk to raise the alarms to try to save his wife, they break their silence.
This morning, the business partner and his wife who blew the whistle on Colorado dentist James Craig, convicted of murdering his wife by spiking her protein shakes with poison, breaking their 2-year silence exclusively to ABC News.
When you met Angela and Jim, what were they like?
They're fun.
Jim was just always smiling and very charismatic.
Ryan and Michelle Redfern describing the moment they learned Craig had mailed poison to their dental practice, a package accidentally intercepted by an employee.
And she said it was potassium cyanide. And my gut dropped.
Is there any medical need in dentistry for potassium cyanide?
Absolutely none.
It's poison.
It was March of 2023, and James Craig's wife, Angela, the vivacious mother of 6, was dying in a Denver area hospital. And no one could understand why, but when the Redferns learned about the poison, they had to make a brutal decision.
You're getting ready to accuse somebody
of killing their wife.
The moment you say something to an official at the hospital,
Pandora's box is opened. Nothing's ever the same.
Hoping you're wrong, but knowing that regardless, life just changed.
Angela was still alive, but now things began to spiral for the dentist who'd been living a double life. Aurora, Colorado police detectives immediately called out, and for the first time, we are seeing what they captured on their body cameras.
It's freezing out here.
Yeah. I'm Detective Olson. This is Detective Graw.
Okay.
I guess we're coming to, talk to you or kind of see if you want to talk to us.
Okay.
Is that something you're interested in?
No.
Okay. And that's fine. So we have a search warrant basically for your cell phone, Angela's cell phone, your wallet, and or your laptop.
Okay.
At this point, James Craig has another big secret, and she is staying at a hotel just down the road. There's a knock on the hotel door.
At 2 a.m. I'm Sergeant Lawnecker with the Aurora Homicide Unit. We've taken Jim into custody for homicide, and I was wondering if you have a minute to speak with me.
In her exclusive interview with us, Karen explained she had no idea that Craig had been living a double life.
I went back and I reread all our messages and kind of replayed it all, and I don't feel like I missed red flags. All the plates spinning all the right ways.
Detectives searched James Craig's office, and on that computer and others, a trove of steamy emails to multiple women. Within hours of his wife Angela dying, Craig is arrested.
And coming up tonight in our 2020, we take you inside James Craig's former dental office. And what's shocking about this case is that even once he was in jail waiting for trial, he did not stop conspiring, putting a hit on the case's lead detective, even trying to enlist someone very close to him to cover up his crime. And who that is? Sorry, guys, you're going to have to wait until tonight.
Wow, quite the story there, Matt. Okay, thank you. And you can see 2020's 21 Days to Murder tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC. It streams tomorrow on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Now, with the fallout over fall foliage, say that 5 times fast. 2 New England towns are blocking roads to prevent tourists from taking over. Rhiannon Alley is in one of those towns, Woodstock, Vermont. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Yes, Vermont is gorgeous any time of the year. We are here at the picturesque Billings Farm and Museum, and they, like everyone we spoke with, really love showing off their gorgeous town, but they have had some problems in these areas in the past. So now officials are taking some precautions.
We got so lucky with the weather.
They're the scenes taking over social media, as colorful as the leaves themselves.
And the fall foliage was seriously stunning.
The most wonderful time of the year is nearly here, leaf peeping season.
You can't come up here and not fall in love with it.
Local officials trying to keep the magic from turning to chaos, as it has in recent years, thanks in large part to social media. Influencers flooding a narrow stretch of road for the perfect post. Now the towns of Pomfret and Woodstock are cracking down, closing a nearly 5-mile roadway to tourist traffic when peak fall foliage arrives between October 4th and 19th. Walking this road, it's easy to see why thousands of people flood this area every fall. You'll see some of the most breathtaking views of fall foliage in the country. Well, now officials are closing this road because of visitors behaving badly.
One of the things that sticks out the most to me is that we had a tour bus travel up Cloudland Road. You know, we had issues with somebody swimming in somebody's pond in their yard. We've had people knocking on people's doors, walking around their property looking for the restroom facilities.
It's something they did last year, too. Law enforcement says for the residents, safety comes first.
The idea that you couldn't even get an ambulance or a fire truck through the road because you had people parked on both sides, walking up and down the road, blocking traffic.
Vermont is an extremely popular destination, welcoming an estimated 2.5 million visitors last autumn alone. Officials say they still want tourists to come, but to follow the rules.
I think it's like the golden rule. Do what you want people to do to you.
The golden rule indeed. Fall is so special here in New England. And again, they want people to visit. They want to show off all this gorgeous beauty. They just want everyone to be safe and happy. That includes visitors and locals, guys.
Yeah, Rhiannon, the swimming in the pond has got everybody's attention here on set.
Play of the daytime, all football, all the time for Will Reeve today.
Except this time it's WNBA,
Oh,
so
sorry.
it's not all football. It's a lot of football, but also a lot of women's basketball. We're going to start with the late game. The Las Vegas Aces hosting the Seattle Storm. The Aces are the number 2 seed, just 1 year removed from back-to-back titles, but the Storm giving them a run for their money last night. Asia Wilson had a huge night. She had 38 points. But this one, it ended up coming down to the final seconds. Jackie Young is going to get a big rebound and a putback for the Aces there. So they have the lead with about 12 seconds to go. So the Storm have the ball, which means they have some hope. The ball's bouncing around here. Finally, they get a shot up, and the lights go out. Did that go in?
Wow.
We don't know. Well, we do know. The ball did not go in. Vegas holds on for the win, but someone got a little happy with the lights and pyrotechnics, but that gives the
All
Aces
the utility.
exactly 7th straight trip to the semifinals. For Vegas, the Aces will face the Indiana Fever next. That's right. No Caitlin Clark, no problem. Nah, not exactly, but Kelsey Mitchell led Indiana with 24 points. And Aaliyah Boston scored the go-ahead basket with 7 seconds left. Ultimately, they would go on to defeat the Atlanta Dream. Indiana wins the playoff series for the first time in a decade, but they will face a very tough test with those aces. And the last team to punch their ticket will be decided tonight, the New York Liberty, facing the Phoenix Mercury. That's at 9 Eastern on ESPN2. Winner gets the best team in the league this season. Minnesota, Rebecca Jarvis.
And I was just there, and they had the links everywhere, all over the city. Lots of support.
All right.
All right, coming up, WWE superstar Triple H is here to wrestle George and talk all about WrestlePalooza.
Throw down.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Massive mudslides crushing homes, closing roads, trapping cars. Rescue teams activated. And this morning, the area is digging out. Ginger tracking it all.
It's no ordinary look. Are you a Sade girl? Why the pop sensation's classic style is taking over social media, inspiring a whole new generation.
Be our guest. To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
As we celebrate 70 years of Disneyland, pulling back the curtain on what it took to make Walt Disney's dream.
I felt that there should be something built where the parents and the children could have fun together.
Into a reality.
We're so looking forward to hearing from Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley coming up here.
And Lori B is also here with the right stuff for NFL fans. Great gear to show off your favorite team.
First look at the top stories breaking today. We start with the dangerous weather in the west. Heavy rain has triggered flash floods and massive mudslides. Ginger tracking the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
And the trigger, George, for those mudslides was actually remnants from a tropical storm called Mario that was in the Pacific. It's long gone, but it pushed water that pushed mud, and this is what it looked like in Oak Glen, California. This is more than 80 miles east of Los Angeles. It's closer to San Bernardino. In Forest Falls, you have homes caked, heavily damaged, if not destroyed. And we also saw this type of flash flooding from a little bit of that and monsoon flow in Ruidoso, New Mexico. That's the same town you've heard me say multiple times this year. Flash flooding because of a burn scar again there. So today, burn scars will play a role, and we have flood watches from Palmdale up to Mammoth Lakes, but also over in Ruidoso. And you could see mudslides, debris flows once again. We have that elevated risk of flash flooding, especially there with a 1.5 inch per hour rainfall rates. This could be a problem all the way, Rebecca, through parts of Arizona and New Mexico as well.
So you got to listen to those warnings. All right, Ginger, thank you. We're going to turn now to new developments in the investigation into the death of a teenage girl whose body was found inside singer David's car. Police have now searched the home where he'd been living, and Kana Whitworth is in Los Angeles with more. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, Rebecca, good morning. So right now, investigators are following up on several leads that includes a search at the home where the singer was living, and they're going through digital devices as well.
This morning, authorities urgently looking for clues in the death of Celeste Rivas, a 15-year-old girl who went missing more than a year ago. Her remains found inside a Tesla registered to the critically acclaimed singer, David. Investigators executing a search warrant at the home rented by the 20-year-old singer in the Hollywood Hills. Officers seen removing several items, including a computer, according to authorities. The skyrocketing career of the artist born David Anthony Burke now at a standstill. A performance at the Grammy Museum next week no longer listed on their website. He's not been charged with any crime and has yet to make a public statement. Rivas's body was found in the trunk of an impounded Tesla registered to the singer. At this time, investigators still working to determine a cause of death. The teenager grew up in this Southern California neighborhood of Lake Elsinore.
She always quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave.
The medical examiner says she had a tattoo reading "shh" on her index finger. David had the same one. A popular design among performers.
One would need to get to the bottom of that to see if, in fact, she had some sort of relationship with him. That still doesn't mean that he harmed her, but it would give you a lot more information as to circumstances of her having interactions with him, and in particular, interactions with his vehicle.
Well, David canceled a tour stop in Seattle, but tickets are still available for his concerts tonight in California. guys.
Okay, Kana, thanks very much. Coming up on our GMA morning menu, Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley one-on-one talking about football, family, and why giving back to the community is so important to him.
Also ahead, pop sensation Sade is inspiring a whole new generation. We'll show you how to get her look that's taken over social media.
Plus, Ethan Hawke and Lily James are here, and Lori B has the right stuff. Hey, Lori.
Hey, we're helping you gear up for football with everything you and your pet need to show off your team spirit. That is coming up right here on GMA.
Pretty day here in New York. We're back with our GMA cover story. Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley, Philadelphia Eagles running back, sat down Rhiannon Alley. Hey, Rhiannon.
Hey, George. Yes, we've all seen what Saquon Barkley can do on the football field, helping the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl last season in his first year with the team. And he loves his job, but he says it's his life off the football field that matters most.
Saquon Barkley is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
This morning, Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley opening up about his family, football, and giving back to his city.
God's gave me a tremendous ability and a blessing to have a platform, and it's my role and my job to use my platform to make an impact in my community.
Fresh off the Eagles' big win against the Super Bowl rival Chiefs, I caught up with Saquon as he teamed up with Little Caesars to serve up some pizzas to patients from Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
We were a Saquon fan before, but now we're just we love him, right?
The father of two, hoping to lead by example.
Me and my teammates talk about it all the time. A lot of me and my teammates didn't grow up with much, but you have to raise them with the same mindset, the same stuff that was instilled in me from my mom and my dad, and hopefully we're doing a great job of that, me and my fiance.
Together, they have two children, Saquon Jr. and Jada, who are starting to understand this football life more and more. What is Saquon the dad like at home versus Saquon the football star?
Hopefully my kids would say I'm a great dad. It's hard to be a great dad during football season. Obviously, I want to be a great football player, but when you have those kids and you see those kids grow up, you realize that there's so much more in this world than how well you run a football.
How do you stay so humble? I can just tell you're a humble guy. How do you keep that?
I don't see it as being humble. I wake up every day getting to be a father, and I wake up every day getting to play a child's game and get paid a lot of money. So I always try to have a smile on my face and realize that at any moment it could be taken away.
When you do events like this and you see those kids light up, what does that mean to you?
That's my favorite part, when you're able to have those moments. And I think it's cool that I'm able to play a football game and run the ball well. And with that gift that was given to me, I'm able to have an impact on some people's lives.
You guys want some pizza?
Saquon bringing the game day grub with a Philly twist. It's Philly cheesesteak. When you heard that, was that something you were like, yeah, this makes sense?
It was a tough one because you know how Philly is and how they feel about the cheesesteak, so they had to come correct, and I think they did an amazing job.
It's week 3 of the season, and the Birds are facing the 2-0 Rams this Sunday. Part of the Eagles' game plan likely includes the wildly successful but highly controversial tush push. What do you say to those critics out there?
What's not to like about it? We know now they're probably going to be, a little more cautious because they're trying to say that we're offsides, or, people's going to try to pick little stuff because the play is super successful. But everyone can do it. Everyone can't do it as well as the Philadelphia Eagles do it. So, they haven't taken it away yet, and we're going to continue to use it as a weapon and continue to help us win games.
Oh, they have been wildly successful with it. As far as the season goes, he says the Rams are coming into Philly. They will be looking to send a message, but he says coming off that Super Bowl win, all the games this season are really tough. So every game is going to be a fight. But guys, he says he's ready.
Can you make the argument for banning the push-tush?
No. No, I can't. I mean, as the league says, and as the Eagles say, stop it. Figure out a way to stop it, and nobody's figured out a way
to do it.
Or figure out a way to do it, and the difference is the Eagles have a quarterback that's running that can squat over 600 pounds. So they took advantage of a guy that's on their team that can do it, and nobody can stop it. So too bad. Yeah.
Over 600 pounds.
Over 600 pounds.
Don't worry, I won't ask you what you can squat, Joe.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Thank you to Rhiannon for that really sweet interview. We're going to turn now to the latest fashion trend, Sade girl style. It's a new generation now taking inspiration from the pop superstar's look, and Maggie Rulli has all the details. Our smooth operator, Maggie. Good morning.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. Good morning. You know, this is a trend that's more than 4 decades in the making. So, guys, I have a little treat for you all this morning. We're going back in time to the 80s with a hit of nostalgia.
This morning, the 80s are alive and well. Pop sensation Sade's minimalist and sleek look now inspiring a whole new generation.
Once again, the girls are going wild for Sade.
Dubbed Sade Girl all over social media. Clothing, makeup, hair. Sade's effortless style is as in demand now as it was more than 4 decades ago.
What's it about her look that continues to captivate people?
I think there's a timelessness to it, stemming from her embrace of tailoring and very classic lines.
Danielle Tom curated a new exhibit at London's Design Museum dedicated to the Blitz, a small London nightclub in the early 80s where Sade and the other Blitz kids were just starting off.
All right, you ready to go back in time? Welcome to the Blitz. This is what the club would have looked like when it opened in February of 1979.
It's here Sade would have been seen with Boy George, Spandau Ballet, and Bananarama.
We were teenagers. We were dressed up. We were away from our parents.
Designer Fiona Dealey went to St. Martin's School of Art with Sade and designed one of the singer's iconic black dresses.
I designed very kind of minimalist, backless dresses, the first one being a black leather one, which is in the exhibition.
We also got to see early designs from Sade.
Designed 45 years ago, and I would wear those today. Same.
A style still inspiring no ordinary love from fans all over the world.
Come on, guys. It is impossible not to dance when you hear that music. So the Blitz nightclub was just this incredible incubator of all things 80s fashion, music, and design, including a place for Sade. So if you've watched this and now you want the Sade girl look, here's what I've learned. So it's all about these timeless, clean looks, the slick back ponytail, the gold hoops, the bold lip. I'm really trying, guys. I don't know if I pulled off the trend, but I'm trying.
Of course you did. You always do, Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie. Now to celebrating 7 decades of Disneyland with a preview of a new ABC News special. It pulls back the curtain on what it took to make Walt Disney's dream come true. Chris Connolly has the story.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
I believe I've been to Disneyland at least 40 to 50 times.
Disneyland. There's nothing like it.
It's all here. The memories.
Forget Christmas. Forget birthdays. It was Disneyland for me.
Magic.
And Disneyland just transforms when the lights come on.
And the man with a not-so-simple dream.
People are going to get on a boat here and ride through the lagoon. And then as they get around here, we're going to take them down a waterfall.
To change the way we all have fun.
Well, it came about when my daughters were very young. I felt that there should be something built where that the parents and the children could have fun together.
On Sunday night's special edition of 2020, the happiest story on Earth, 70 years of Disneyland, we pull back the curtain on what it took to make that dream a reality, against the odds.
There were a lot of people that predicted it was going to be a spectacular failure.
With rare behind-the-scenes footage of how the beloved park was built.
Walt didn't use architects. He was a movie guy.
On our test stage, here's a test model of Peter Pan's famous pirate ship.
stories of how it's endured.
I've heard people say, this is where Lightning McQueen lives, and Mater, and all the rest of them.
And some sneak peeks at how it will evolve.
We're building this amazing new attraction with Robert Downey Jr. Starflight Lab is going to be an incredible addition to Avengers Campus.
All staying true to a vow Walt Disney made 70 years ago.
Well, there's a little plaque out there that says, as long as there is imagination left in the world, Disneyland will never be complete.
Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Thanks to Chris for that. The happiest story on earth, 70 years of Disneyland, a special edition of 2020. Airs Sunday night at 8, 7 Central on ABC. The next day on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Okay, calling all NFL fans, GMA lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamotto is here with the right stuff to show off your team pride. Just scan the QR code right now to make game day a touchdown. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning, Joe. So we're going to kick things off here with these awesome kitchen sets. So this is from QVC. You get a 4-piece set here. And so whether you're a foodie or you're a big fan, there is a team for everyone here. You see, we specifically chose Lions-Ravens because we know that game's coming up.
That's a big game, Monday night.
Monday night, right?
Yes.
You know all about that. So you get the chef's hat, the oven mitt, the pot holder, and an apron.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Does anybody actually wear the chef hat?
Oh, I think so. Have you been to a tailgate?
Yeah.
People go wild, Joe Buck.
All right,
they go wild. We're going to get you in a chef hat maybe at the end of this.
They don't fit my gigantic head, but go ahead.
Okay, well, something that will fit everyone here are these new era throwback jackets. As you know, people love a little retro NFL vibe. I'm wearing, go Bills, my team, big win last night.
I know, you're 3-0. Yes, you're 3-0.
Love me some Josh Allen. So these are from NFL Shop. What we love about them, they're obviously officially licensed. They have over 115,000 products, you guys. These new era snap front fleeces are fantastic. And I have to tell you, I don't know if you saw Ethan Hawke out here before, but he liked this. He liked mine, so just saying, for whatever that's worth, guys. But these are great. They're fleece on the inside. There's one for every team, and they're subtle. Like, you just get your team logo here. Do you have a team? Are you allowed to have a team?
I'm not allowed. Everybody thinks I'm rooting against their team. I'm not rooting against your team, but no, I will not be wearing one of these. But they're great.
They are great, and I'm wearing it. I'm wearing the Bills proudly. Okay, now, you're really a true fan if you have a pet and your pet also dons the team garb.
Yeah.
Do you have a pet?
Oh, well, I do have a pet.
Okay, a dog?
Yeah, an English cream, a dog. Her name is Delilah.
All right, well, maybe Delilah can choose a team.
Yes.
So these are from Abercrombie, Joe, and these are called the Pup Over hoodie. Get it? Not a pop over, it's a pup over. And we actually had a dog model, Mabel, I think you're gonna see a picture of her, in her Eagles pup over hoodie there. Adorable. So these are lined with fleece. They're great if you're taking your dog out for a walk, you're taking your dog out maybe to watch the game. It's great.
My dog would never allow me to put one of these things.
I don't know, Joe.
It would be a fight.
Give me 20 minutes with Delilah.
All right, yeah, 20 minutes. I don't have 20 minutes.
I can convince her to look cute in these Abercrombies.
All right.
Okay, next we're talking about the tailgate, or even if you're just having people over in your backyard. These are so fun. So you'll see here, this is how it arrives, okay?
Nice.
Super portable.
Yeah.
And then you can just take it, and it has the sturdy chairs, the customized table with the whole football field.
Yes.
It's really sturdy, and it's great, and it's easy, portable. It's $250. We have a special discount code, and we found this, surprisingly, at 1-800-Flowers, which is really interesting because you can find a lot of fun NFL sort of unique items there.
At 1-800-Flowers.
Yes.
Okay.
I know, who knew?
Yeah.
And finally, this is really fun. So it is countdown calendar time. I don't know if you're a guy who's into a countdown calendar.
Well, I have 7-year-old twins, so,
okay, so you
this
know
is
about
made
this.
for them.
Okay, this is perfect. So this is from Funko Pop. These are the little NFL mini figurines. You get 24 of them. It's a surprise in every one from every team. And what's great about it is it's a little something for every single day. This is the perfect, like you said, for your 7-year-olds. My 11-year-old would love this. And it's just really fun to see who you get and, you know, let them play. Collectibles, NFL. What's not to like, Joe Buck?
Nothing. In fact, I'm going to steal it. Lori, thank you for these great picks. To find these products, just scan our QR code or go to goodmorningamerica.com. Coming up, Ethan Hawke is here live.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
And welcome back to Ethan Hawke. He's got a lot going on right now, starring in 2 new movies, directing a new documentary, and his first lead in a TV series. It's a new FX show called The Lowdown. Welcome. Great to see you.
Great to be here. Thank you, everybody.
As you just said, it's been a good year for you. You have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Tell us about The Lowdown.
The Lowdown, all right, The Lowdown is a show that I did with Sterling Harjo, who is a great director. He did this show called Reservation Dogs that I've just fell madly in love with, and kind of reached out to him, and he invited me. I was in the penultimate episode of Reservation Dogs, and I went down there, and it was the most exciting set I'd been on in years, because they're in the middle of Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're not answering to anybody. They're not concerned with what anybody else thinks, and they're just making their own show. And I was in love with it. And he took me out afterwards and said, "You want to make a show together?" And I said, yeah. And this turned into The Lowdown. It's a crime, noir, thriller, comedy, set in Tulsa, where I get up to a lot of hijinks.
Yeah, and you seem to love a blank canvas to really play with, and you call yourself in The Lowdown a truth historian, which I'm almost afraid to ask what it is in this climate.
You guys know what a true historian is. It's the intersection between history and the truth, and that if we don't know our history, we don't know and understand the present that we're standing in. And it's also not a real word, which is my character. He's just he's a hot mess. He's a hot mess. He's making sense out of the universe his own way, but he is obsessed with trying to tell our collective stories and what is the truth. And in a place like Tulsa, they have a really, really complicated history. From the beginning, from what was Oklahoma Territory. I mean, that place has a lot of the main issues that America needs to address.
I was going to say, it's very relevant, right?
It's extremely relevant, and I think it's even more relevant with the show airing. But what's great about Sterling is he has a tremendous amount of love in everything that he does. So he's looking at all the hard stuff of life with a wink and with a nod and with love, and it's funny, and I believe in it.
Yeah,
I'm a true story.
There's a lot of comedy in it, and then there's a lot of fighting. You're digging into this Tulsa family. You're getting your kicked around.
The thing about, if you tell the truth a lot, you're going to get punched in the face. Okay, that's what's going to happen. All right. And I mean,
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you, kid, myself. I heard I'm going on the show. I said, this guy knows what he's talking about. If you get out there and you start telling people the truth, some people are going to get pissed because a lot of people don't. There's money to be made by not telling the truth, and we need people like Lee Raybon and some other people to be out there in the world doing this. And do you ever see the movie Chinatown?
Oh,
You remember Jack Nicholson? Like, if you're going to be the lead in a film noir, you got to get beat up. It's part of the thing. And so I love Nicholson in Chinatown. He does the whole movie with a bandage around his nose, you know. And I thought, this is I got to do that. I got to get.
There are days I might prefer getting beat up.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at a clip.
Donald Washburn.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Red.
Lee.
Hey, how you
Thought that was you. Good to see you. No. You are not welcome here.
Well, I thought it was a public campaign event.
This is my brother's memorial.
Oh, right, a memorial. I forgot.
Gentlemen.
Did I tell you that he's having me followed? And he had me kidnapped? What else are you doing with the skinheads, huh? What do they do for you?
Well, all right. There we go.
You got to show more of the clip. It's not set up right. I mean, that guy, Kyle McLaughlin's running for governor, and I'm on to him.
Got it.
I'm on to him.
Did you do all your own stunts in this?
Look, I'm not. What has Tom Cruise done to the world? It's like now all actors have to do their own stunts or they're not real. You know, it drives me. There's high quality stuntmen in this world who are allowed to do their jobs. They gotta work.
Excellent.
And I'm here to support them. I like to focus on the acting. I don't need to have, be jumping out of airplanes.
We have got to go, but we're also looking forward to Blue Moon. I've heard such raves about that performance.
Yeah, I'm really proud of it.
Thanks for coming in. Okay. The Lowdown premieres Tuesday, September 23rd on FX, the next day on Hulu.
Now with Lily James starring in Swiped, which tells the story of the rise of dating apps. It is so nice to see you, Lily. Good morning. Welcome to GMA.
Good morning. morning. Thanks for having me.
This is an incredible role you're playing. It's the CEO of Bumble. There's such an interesting backstory to all of these dating apps. Did you have any experience with dating apps coming into all of this?
No, I didn't.
Zero.
Like zero.
Wow.
So I really had to kind of get my act together and do a lot of research and preparation for this.
Did you silently go on dating apps and sneak around?
I sold my friends' phones, and particularly Bumble. I wanted to understand this app that that Whitney created. So and my brother had met his wife on a dating app, so I was on board, but hadn't myself participated.
There you go. You helped some people with their profiles.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, you're also playing a woman who is one of the wealthiest women in the world. She founded one of the most valuable companies founded by a female in the world. How did you prepare for that role?
The whole movie was sourced from the public domain, and I just watched so much. I read all the articles, podcasts of Whitney. She does an amazing masterclass, and really just tried to capture the essence of this woman, learning about obviously her formidable professional achievements, but also looking at her as a woman and a human, and what she faced, the challenges she went through, and sort of created my version of Whitney for the film.
Well, let's take a look at your version of Whitney with this exclusive clip.
I don't want to talk, guys. I want to talk app. I think we should go with Bumble. Come on! It's like, okay, bumblebees, right? The app becomes your hive. And what is at the center of a hive? The queen bee. Exactly. It's female-centric. It's inclusive and safe. It's literally everything that we've been looking for.
Whit, that cute cowboy at the end of the bar keeps looking over here. I really don't have time for guys. We need to focus on Bumble.
Thank you.
So there you are, CEO Whitney Wolfe Herd, the CEO of Bumble. What surprised you the most about her when you looked at her story?
There was so much. I had no idea there was this woman who was a part of the inception of not one, but two of these apps, and what she achieved at such a young age. She just left college, and to get the chance to play this formidable female founder, so many male founder stories, it just felt like a really exciting and very cinematic story.
I've interviewed her before, and it's an incredible story between Bumble and Tinder and how these dating apps came into our lives. I want to ask you about another character you played, Donna, in Mamma Mia, beloved character. What can you tell us?
There's so many rumors going around, and I'm so excited to hear it. And also, it's just so nice that people are still sort of love that film so much.
Yes.
I'd love to get the gang back together. I hope it happens.
A third movie?
Yeah, I really hope so.
All right. Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds like it has a good shot. Lily James, thank you so much for being with us this morning. And Swiped is streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. You can see it there. Now let's go to Ginger.
Thanks, Rebecca. Now to another exclusive look at the new documentary taking us behind the scenes of Sarah McLachlan's history, Making Lilith Fair. Yep. Sheryl Crow is one of several artists who opens up in the movie about her experience on the tour, the camaraderie backstage with her fellow performers, and Lilith Fair, Building a Mystery, the untold story, is presented by ABC News Studios, and our very own Diane Sawyer served as an executive producer. It premieres Sunday on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
All right, this morning we are getting in the ring with WWE royalty Paul Levesque, a.k.a. 14-time world champion Triple H. He's here to talk about all things WrestlePalooza, first-of-a-kind event happening tomorrow. This is big. This is big for your company, for this company. Tell us what to expect.
Yeah, it's massive. Anytime you put a powerhouse like WWE in with a powerhouse like ESPN, it's next level. It's exciting for us. I think this show is going to be spectacular. Look, I want to thank you for everything you've been doing, all the reads you've been doing on Monday Night Football. Anytime we can get Joe Buck, the voice of Monday Night Football, talking about WWE, like that's huge for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, it's exciting for all of us, and I feel like with what you guys are putting out there, WWE is as popular or more popular than ever. You guys were just in Paris. This is a worldwide phenomenon that just continues to grow.
Yeah, I think one of the things about WWE is we're a global brand, and the storytelling, it's the same story since the beginning of time, right? Like good guy, bad guy, getting in a ring in this case and solving their differences and all of that. It's simple, it's easy to understand. So globally, it's a massive hit. And it's as big as it has ever been. We have celebrities clamoring from outside of WWE, clamoring to come in and do stuff with us, from Jelly Roll to Bad Bunny to, tomorrow in Indianapolis for WrestlePalooza, Tyrese Halliburton will be there. It's just bigger than ever.
Yeah, I mean, the net is obviously big, and it's cool for me to see John Cena kind of do this retirement tour or whatever we're calling it right now.
Yeah, John's been in this position where he wants to call it a day. Obviously, as athletes, you can only go so far. And, he decided he wanted to do a year run to go around and basically say thank you to fans globally. And it speaks to the power of John Cena. If somebody stays at your house and they say goodbye for more than a couple of minutes, you're like, get out already, right? And John's been saying goodbye now for the better part of a year, and it's coming to the end, and fans are just more and more excited for him. He is such a legend in this business. We call him the greatest of all time, and you could make an argument that he absolutely is.
Well, people could call you the greatest of all time.
Not many, but maybe my wife. That would be.
Stephanie, tell me about, I guess, as we go forward, looking back for you, how long has it been since you've been in the ring?
It's been a few years now, and honestly for me, I think if you're honest with yourself, when you get to the end of your time playing any sport, especially a physical one, you start to get to a place where you're questioning, can I do what I do anymore the way I used to do it?
Was there a moment where you're like, that's not happening the way I need it to?
It was. When you're out there doing it, you feel like you're moving quick, and then you watch it back and like, why am I running so slow, or why am I moving like that? You definitely know it's there, but it's tough to give up. And this business is really tough to give up. The spotlight is bright, and that fanfare. And when you're in front of 20,000 people, 50,000, 80,000, 100,000 at WrestleMania, that electricity, there is no feeling like being in the ring at WWE. Nothing like it at all. And it just, it's hard to put down.
If you got back in, who would you like to wrestle?
Oof. If I get back into this point, I'd be wrestling Father Time is what I'd be doing. Nobody, mostly me, wants to see me back in the ring. So it's hard for me to say. I think if in this moment right now, a current superstar, if I could go back in time and do what I did in my peak, it would be Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a commercial with that man. He's a good man.
He's a great guy, incredible talent, incredible performer. Out making movies right now, still WWE superstar, but branching out into Hollywood, he's going to be a massive.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Paul. Thank you.
I really appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. All right, you can stream WrestlePalooza exclusively on the ESPN app with the ESPN Unlimited plan. Sign up or log in with your TV provider. Get on the ESPN app to unlock your access. Coming up, Michael Chiklis is here to talk about his new movie and more. All right, we're back with Emmy Award-winning actor Michael Chiklis. We've watched him for decades in movies and TV shows, everything from The Commish to American Horror Story, and now he's starring in a new movie, The Senior, based on a true story of the oldest college football player in history. Let's take a look.
This is all for you, Mike. The 59-year-old linebacker who sacrificed so much to get here.
Now my being here finally means something. Oh, it already has, bro. It already has. You go.
Wow. All right, Michael, welcome. It's great to meet you.
Great to see you.
Hey. So much fun.
I mean, you can see the cries are already built in.
It's there. Mary Stuart Masterson, national treasure. She's extraordinary in the film. And I mean, listen, when I read this, I was skeptical because I was like, did this really happen?
Yeah.
59 years old is old.
How did this happen? How does a 59-year-old get back in?
Well, when you meet Mike Flint, you go, oh, yeah, you did this, didn't you? This is what happened. The guy, his senior year of college, he was the captain of his football team. And the first week, he got in a fight with a freshman who was out of the dorms after hours. They threw down. The next day, he was thrown out of school and off the team. And he left in shame, and he never looked back. He was and it was something that hurt him for decades. That also they were supposed to go undefeated, and the team ended up being a 500 team that year. So he always harbored that. And 37 years later, he gets an invite to a reunion. And he said to his wife, "This is a mistake. I didn't graduate." And she said, "No, they were looking for you. I want you to go and get this off your back." So he went down there to apologize to the guys. And they embraced him and like, "Oh man, but we're 59, man. No, don't worry about it." So, and then they looked at him and they said, "Hey, he was a strength trainer. They're like Texas A&M and powerhouse. When you shake his hand, you go like, oh, wow." They said, "You look like you could still run with him." And he said, "Well, I probably could." And they were like, "Well, you're eligible." And he was like, "I'm what?" So he got it in his head, hey, if I try out for this team and I make it somehow, I could be a mentor to these kids.
Yeah.
That I don't even know yet.
And be an example as a second chance for
That's
so
right.
many people
It's
out
a
there.
redemption tale. And we love movies like this. It's giant-hearted. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you're going to go home with a smile on your face. And what's wrong with that? Yeah. It's wonderful to see something about good people doing good things for all the right reasons. And, we've seen sports films. I don't know about you. I love sports films.
Yeah.
I've always loved them.
I was thinking Rudy, the Natural, as we were watching this. I had to also think about the fact that there you are on the field. You must have done some training to prepare for this.
Well, I was coming off of playing Red Auerbach in winning time.
Which you're so good at.
Thank you so much.
So good.
Which was a joy for me. Yeah, there I am now.
Just chewing on cigars.
Yeah, exactly.
All day.
But I was out of shape and playing a guy in his 70s and everything. And then I was like, oh my God, I got 6 weeks. So I hit the gym like a maniac, and food is 85% of it, and I was doing the lattice work and all of that stuff. The good news is I was the captain of my football team in high school, so it wasn't foreign to me. It was just foreign to me because, peanut brittle for bones at this point, right? I mean, you're 59 years old. When you hit the deck, let me tell you something. The first time these kids were hitting me, and I did 90% of my football in this, being in shape is very different than football shape, So when I slammed into Willie Bell for the first time, 6'2", 230, I had visions.
You had visions. And they spun around in lots of circles. Michael, thank you for joining us. We have loved you throughout so much of your career. The Commish, one of my favorite shows to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We're really excited for The Senior. It is in theaters now. As we said earlier, it's what we need right now.
Yeah. And before we head into the weekend, it's a special day coming up for the captain of our ship, our executive producer, Simone Swink.
Happy birthday, Simone!
Happy birthday this weekend, Simone!
Yes.
Whole control room celebrated.
Croissants for Simone. Enjoy all of them, Simone. We will celebrate you. Thanks for watching, guys.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.